Hey Insurance, this is Tony Cañas, Chief Motivational Officer at Insurance Nerds and the Insurance Recruiter Extraordinaire. Last week, I shared a 35-minute video about meeting my long-lost brother, and in that video, I mentioned that I gave my brother 20 gifts, one for each birthday that I missed, from when he was born to when we finally met. Several people messaged me curious about the 20 gifts, so here's my video with the details. While last week's video was a very personal video, today's video is a lot more related to careers. Andres just turned 20. And he graduated high school just before COVID. Like many kids his age, he is a bit lost. He signed up for college twice in our native Costa Rica and has dropped out both times because he's ADHD like me and online school is a nightmare. And also because he hasn't really figured out what he wants to do with his life. My gifts were very much chosen to help him find his way. And they might give you some ideas of what to buy your kids or friends that are in a similar situation. Number 1, the flight to come meet me. Family comes first, and because I had just launched my new insurance and insurtech recruiting practice at Goodwin Recruiting, I couldn't fly home to meet him. And it was easier to get him to come meet me in Atlanta, so I used some Delta Sky Miles and I bought him a ticket to see me. Number 2, insuring tomorrow. At some point, during the weeks of chatting between connecting and him coming to visit me, I had mentioned my book and he had asked, what is it about? So I gave him a copy of my book, Insuring Tomorrow. It's probably not a particularly interesting read since he doesn't work in insurance, but hey, his brother wrote it, so it's cool to have an autographed copy of it. Number 3, StrengthsFinders 2.0. This was a life-changing book for me. Early in my career, I made the mistake of going for heavily analytical roles because they pay well, and then I failed because my brain just doesn't work that way. Finally, I took StrengthsFinders 2.0 and realized that I'm made for sales, for public speaking, content creation, and relationship management. The Gallup organization has done decades of research and has found that people are much more successful when they focus on growing their strengths and finding roles that play to their strengths rather than when they focus on fixing their weaknesses. It changed my career, and I hope that it will help Andres to find his way and learn from my mistakes. You can find my full review of StrengthsFinders 2.0 on Hey Insurance episode 123. All of them are on YouTube. Number 4, what color is your parachute? I grew up knowing that I wanted to study computer science, so I didn't need this book, although it might have helped me anyway. I always knew that I wanted to study computer science, and I chose to get my undergrad at Iowa State University because of its well-known computer science program. Well, it turns out if you can't do math, you're never going to graduate from computer science. I ended up graduating from management information systems instead and kind of wish that I had graduated from marketing. What Color is Your Parachute is the most recommended book for high schoolers to help them find their way and figure out what to do after high school. I've never read it, but I do hope that it helps Andres find his path. Number 5, Atomic Habits. I read several books about habits and found them very helpful, but I hadn't read this one. Then I had so many people recommend it that I gave in and ended up reading it, and holy crap, it's fantastic. Habits are important, and an empirically based system to get your habits to the next level will help you grow and will help you be more productive. This book will help everyone better accomplish their goals. I did a full review of Atomic Habits on Hey Insurance episode 97. Number 6, deep work. Humans can't multitask. It's quite simply a scientific reality. We think that we can, our employers want us to, but we can't multitask. Everything of importance that has ever been accomplished by a human has been accomplished because somebody made time to concentrate on and accomplishing it. The earlier that Andres learns this lesson, the better, especially since we're both ADHD, as can be. And this book was so life-changing for me that the year that I read it, I bought 2 copies of it in Spanish and gave them to both of my parents for Christmas, confident that it'll make a big difference in the last quarter of their careers. I did a full review of Deep Work on Hey Insurance episode 98. Number 7, Be So Good They Can't Ignore You. I've never read this one, but my friend Nick Lamparelli wrote a great review of it on the Insurance Nerds blog, and it convinced me that it would be a good read for any young professional or college student. It's by Cal Newport, an assistant professor of computer science at Georgetown University, and the same author as the book Deep Work. Be So Good They Can't Ignore You is all about how to build fulfilling careers, and it teaches several wise but counterintuitive lessons such as don't follow your passion, the importance of skill, when to turn down a promotion, the importance of mission, and more. Number 8, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance. Angela Duckworth's masterpiece does deep research into successful people in a variety of fields and comes to a conclusion that ultimately the only thing that matters is sticking to it. It's okay to fall 1,000 times as long as you get up 1,001 times. If you never give up, you basically can't fail. This book was so important to me that when my sister, who has always been a fantastic student, failed chemistry in med school, I bought her a copy of this book. I'm pretty sure that she hasn't read it, but it's still an important read, and I do hope that Andres will read it. Number 9, Getting Things Done by David Allen. Getting organized, good at prioritizing, and actually executing on the things that you need to get done is crucial. Everybody needs some sort of organizational system, especially those of us who are ADHD. I don't particularly care which organizational system he adopts as long as it works for him. And Getting Things Done is a great place to start for pretty much everyone. I also considered one of the 7 Habits books, but decided on this one instead. Number 10, The Happiness Advantage by Sean Archer. This book was beyond life-changing for me. I'm very lucky in that by default, I'm a very happy guy. I got that from my dad. Luckily, Andres also inherited that wonderful characteristic. But still, this book is important. Sean Archer got a BA and an MA at Harvard and is my favorite researcher on positive psychology, the scientific study of what makes life worth living. Sean did a longitudinal study on his students at Harvard and found that society is wrong in the way that we think about success. We think that success leads to happiness. His research found that we think about this exactly the wrong way. He found that those that were happier earlier became more successful later, even after controlling for family wealth and other modifiers. Basically, happiness leads to success, not the other way around. The second half of the book describes several empirically based ways to make yourself happier in a more sustainable way. An absolute must read for absolutely everyone. Watch my full review on Hey Insurance, episode 18. Number 11, Peterson's 4-year colleges. There are more than 2,700 colleges and universities in the US, and Andres is considering studying here. So I figured that I'd get him the updated version of this book that helped me decide where to go to school. This almost 1,300-page beast of a reference book covers basic stats about every post-secondary school in the country. Acceptance rates, which majors they offer, cost of attendance, number of students, number of books in the library, average SAT scores, average ACT scores, etc., etc., etc. You name it, this book lists it. I'm sure this information is available online nowadays, but I wanted him to get a visual of the information available for each school and the number of available options. We ended up returning this book because it's so freaking heavy and he was running out of luggage space. But it served its purpose of helping him understand the information that exists and where to find it. Number 12, Princeton Review, Best 388 Colleges. This one has more in-depth information on a select set of schools, and this was the book that helped me choose Iowa State University. It's not so much about the stats for each school, it's more of a day in the life of what it's really like to attend each school, and it's based on student surveys, not just school marketing. Number 13, SAT Total Prep 2023 by Kaplan Test Prep. To study in the US, he'll need to do as well as he can on the SAT and or the ACT, especially because, like myself, his high school grades weren't great. But, like myself, he's a good test taker. I chose this one because the reviews said that it's the most complete, and I've had good luck with Kaplan in the past. Kaplan offers 2 smaller versions of this book. One has 1,200 questions, the middle version has 1,500 questions, and this one has 2,000 questions. You know me, go big or go home. Number 14, ACT Prep Plus 2023, also by Kaplan. Same as the last one, some people do better on the SAT, some people do better on the ACT. I wanted to prepare for both and see which one he knocks out of the park. Again, they offered 3 different versions of this book, one with 1,300 questions, one with 1,700, and one with 2,000. As a matter of saving on luggage weight, I went for the middle version. Look at me exercising some moderation. Number 15, a pair of gaming headphones. I'm a proud gamer, and Andres is a gamer too. When I was about to leave Jacobson, I had some points accumulated on our employee reward system, and I was going to lose those points if I didn't use them. I chose a pair of JBL gaming headphones. And when they arrived a month later, I read the reviews for that specific model, and it wasn't a great fit for me. I already have more headphones that I know what to do with, and Renee's always complaining about why I need so many headphones. So I was just going to sell them off. Then I thought, you know what? Andres might enjoy them, so I just saved them for him. I told him that if he doesn't like them, sell them off when he gets to Costa Rica. No hard feelings. Number 16, last word bookmarks. I figured that since the kid is ADHD as all get out, and I'm giving him a bunch of books, I might as well give him some bookmarks. This one marks the last word that you read in a book, minimizing the time wasted for when you switch between books. I should get a few for myself. Number 17, R2-D2 bookmarks. Again, more bookmarks. This one, Star Wars themed. What else do you need to know? Number 18, tickets to the Braves versus Marlins game. I'm not much of a sports fan, but I do have the advantage of living in Atlanta, where we have several professional sports teams. My dad loves going to games of any sport, and especially loves the modern stadiums in the US. Also, nothing gets the conversation flowing like a slow baseball game. So I took Andres to watch the Atlanta Braves defeat the Miami Marlins in a very thrilling last-second win. Number 19, my PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm a proud gamer. I'm more of a PC gamer than a console gamer, but I did buy a PlayStation 4 during the pandemic to play some of the PlayStation exclusives that up to that point had not been ported to PC yet. I had been trying to get my hands on a PlayStation 5 for 18 months with no luck. Well, apparently Andres brings me good luck, because Sunday morning while he was still sleeping, I managed to find a brand new sealed box PS5 on Facebook Marketplace at a decent price. We wore our matching Mario and Luigi shirts and went to pick it up, and I let him have my old PS4 Pro. Number 20, several PS4 games. The PS5 does provide backward compatibility with PS4 games, but at almost 4 years old, I have more money than time. When I can make time to play some PlayStation, I'm going to play the new games. So he got copies of FIFA 22, a mandatory for every gamer in Latin America, MLB The Show 19, Days Gone, Death Stranding, Until Dawn, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, Horizon Zero Dawn, the entire Uncharted collection, The Last of Us Parts 1 and 2, and a few others. And we also stopped by a GameStop so he could buy any other games that he wanted, since used games are much cheaper here than in Costa Rica. He picked up a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5, which he had always wanted to play and hadn't had a chance. So there you go. I hope that this gives you some good gifting ideas for your high school and college-age kids, nieces and nephews, or anyone else for whom you need a gift. Thank you for tuning in.